Hi, I am Tim Clavin, the Financial Wellness Director here at SLCCU, and we're trying to build out more resources for our members, partners, and staff. Today we have an industry expert in the auto buying field. His name is Rudy Prowl, and I'll hand it over to him.
Thank you, Tim. I've been in the industry for about 10 years. On the sales side, for 5, I've sold cars. I'm now a finance manager, but I know a little bit about the buying process, so I'm here to help. I thank you for this opportunity. I just want to give you some tips.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate you doing this, and we're just trying to build out a wealth of knowledge, because the more you know, the better you can make a decision, especially when it comes to your finances. So, and I know you've been in all aspects of the auto industry in your 10 years, so you have a wealth of knowledge. And so the first question I have for you, it's like, all right, so I want to buy a car. What should I expect when buying a car? What is that process even like?
Well, when buying a car, you want to be strategic about it. We definitely understand sometimes it's on a whim, you had a total loss, or sometimes your car is just breaking down and you just need to upgrade. What you want to do is go in with a plan. You want to know your budget and basically weigh out like, hey, what will I sacrifice between needs and wants? Because as you as consumers, we like to just go straight for
the wants.
Yeah. Me personally, I like a sunroof, some leather seats, and but not all the time.
Right.
I could afford that.
Exactly.
And
at some point, you would need to kind of put the priorities, like you said,
Absolutely.
in front of the wants.
For example, when you're out trying to buy a new car, some people lean to a used, super used luxury car. For example, a 2018 Mercedes-Benz compact car, it's a C-Class, compared to a 2022 Toyota Corolla.
Right.
Okay?
Nothing wrong with the Corolla. I was raised in one.
Nothing's wrong with the Corolla. To the bank, it's higher risk because of the mileage. We understand there's more maintenance compared to the 22 Toyota. Not only because it's a reliable brand, it's because it's a newer car, because it has lighter miles. It's less risk for that financial institution. With that being said, if you go with that particular vehicle, the 22 Corolla, you most likely will be able to trade that one in.
Right,
compared to trading in the 2018 Mercedes that is depreciating at a rate.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy rate.
Well, and that's a great point. People don't think of, you do have value with that, a car and a trade-in, but if you're the 22 versus the 2018 Mercedes, even if that Mercedes is a nicer car, it's older, more mileage, the upkeep may be more, so when you trade that in,
it's twice as much.
Twice as much, so that's a good thought too. So I don't think a lot of people think of that when buying a car. So when you said coming up with a game plan, what would someone need to do if they're like writing out a piece of paper? What would be like step 1, step 2, step 3?
First step, like, hey, what's your budget?
Yeah,
what's your budget?
that's a big one.
Because if you're going in and your budget is not a $30,000 car, but you're looking at $30,000 car,
right?
That's a lot of
that
backtracking.
Might be,
Be realistic. Like I said, number 2, down payment. Like, can you bring some money to the table?
Yeah.
More equity, more positive equity is better for you.
Right. And then with that, I assume if you make a larger down payment, the monthly payments might be smaller because you're putting more up front first, put more
every $1,000 you put down is going to be about $20 off the payment.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't seem like a lot, but if you extend that through a 72 months.
Now, I know we talked about the down payment and the sticker price of the car, but are there any hidden costs or hidden things that I guess people get so excited, like, oh, this car is in my budget, this is the 15 grand, I can do that. But are there any other costs going forward or even at the point of sale that they don't think about as much and maybe they should?
Well, Tim, the most important one that will be an extra cost to you is the extended vehicle service contract. Okay. That can range from $1,500 all the way, to
and that's for the year, but they break it up in monthly, adding it on.
Absolutely,
okay.
And that's something that most of the time your financial institution can give you an allowance for, so you can finance that. But it's very crucial, especially when you're purchasing a used car, because when you buy a new car, it's going to come with that manufacturer, fresh bolts and all. When you're buying a used car, people have, driven it, could be a rental, could be a fleet. you want to protect yourself, and that's going to help you in the cost in the long run.
And then I kind of want you to elaborate, because I think a lot of people think it's like, oh, I can't either afford the warranty or it's not really going to help me out, and then I'll just pay for repairs and, you know, when costs come up as needed. I guess, could you get an example with a monetary value, or just, you know, an example of like why a warranty really can save you thousands when someone is like, oh, it's going to cost me thousands, but it could actually save you even more?
My rule of thumb is think about like the cost of a transmission.
Okay.
Right now, I know for a fact that a radio on like just a random compact car, for example, a Nissan, that costs $2,000.
Really?
Now, we're not even talking about the mechanics. We're talking about just the functional, infotainment system. A warranty would cover that.
Okay.
Could be a $0 deductible, could be a $100 deductible. My thing is, I'd rather pay $100 compared to a $2,000 radio.
Yeah.
Okay? That's on the low end. Transmission.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I know the cost of all of these. Not because of the cars I sold, the cars I had. Radiators, things like that. Let's just say the warranty costs $2,000. It pays for itself.
Right.
It pays for itself, and not only that, usually it's going to have a term, 3-year, 4-year, you know, either or for the mileage. As far as extended, you can use it again after that.
Right.
So it pays for itself one time, and then also you can use it again.
That's smart, because I think it's in the short, it's so easy, especially when there's just so many factors going on in your life in the short term. Like, okay, it's only, I can't afford that $50 a month, let's say, or if it's 25, I got to put that towards groceries or other bills. But how do you take yourself, I guess in that situation, when you're doing your game plan, it's good to be, you know, take yourself out of that and give yourself a 360 view and be like, well, St. Louis roads aren't as great as they used to be. I don't know if they were ever great, but they ain't as good as they used to be. And then just other factors and driving and wear and tear. And I guess, how would someone, I know you just kind of explained that, but how would someone get that point across? Because I think sometimes they just say, yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, I don't want to be sold this. I guess they have a very like, don't sell me this mentality, but it's really going to help you and your family, you know, whatever you're using your vehicle for.
Seeing is believing. People definitely budget, especially in these times. You don't want to be paying for a vehicle that you can't drive.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have the budget for the $30 or $40 extra dollars, will you have a budget for $8,000 down the road?
Right. That's a great thought.
You know, it's the cost of the vehicle. The Corolla, let's just say it's 18. You pay $2,000 for it. Okay, for the warranty. That's a $20,000 vehicle. It's still cheaper than a brand new $30,000. That comes with the manufacturer's warranty, but it's still cheaper. It's still like $10,000 cheaper.
Yeah.
With extended service contract that you can take it to any Toyota, if it's a Chevy, any Chevy dealership.
Now, just question: do you have to purchase that warranty while you're there at the dealership, or is there time for a person to kind of like come back? Is there like a 7-day period, or if they can come back to the lot a month later? I don't know, but I think this would be something informational that people should know.
When we get that question asked daily, on a daily basis, my thing is, if you have a good deal, I'm not just saying this, like if there's a pile of money, would you go back like down the road? The car could go out in 2 days.
Right.
We don't want it to go out in 2 days. It could.
Yeah.
You want to be covered.
Gotcha. No, and that makes total sense. Well, you said come up with a game plan for when you're buying a car. Is there like a post-game plan? So like, I got the car, driving it off the lot. Should I just be like, oh, I'm good? Or is there any factors or any ideas I should like think of and come up with?
The most important thing is maintenance on a vehicle, okay? If you don't maintain that vehicle, it's gonna be, long term, it's gonna be some issues. So a simple oil change every 3,000 miles, tire rotation every other oil change is going to help you out, because that's not going to be covered in a warranty. No. That's just regular maintenance. Alignment, tires, windshield wipers, oil changes, you know, those small costs during that maintenance or during that time is going to save you thousands of dollars.
There's always going to be gas, there's always going to be maintenance, monthly payments of insurance. I think that's a lot of times people forget about that. That's not included
keep
in. Yeah,
insurance.
you got to keep insurance. That's the big
Please.
thing. Are there any other hidden costs or any just things you want to plan for down
As
the
far
road?
as behavior, the post purchase, if there's a check engine light or any type of light, take care of it. Especially if you took advantage of the extended warranty. Take care of it. The more you ride on that light, the worse it's going to, long term, it's just going to be bad.
and that's great advice. The longer that light's on or longer something's acting up, the better chance of it, some big, going wrong. And that's when, if you don't have the warranty, like you said, that's going to cost you hundreds, if not thousands, out of pocket.
But the $100 you're trying to save,
Yeah.
like right now, I'm telling you, it can be thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Now you've had 10 years, a decade. What are the biggest hiccups or things that can impede a purchase of a vehicle? So you got the car you want, you found it, it's in your budget, I want this, it's got all the bells and whistles and all the safety things you want. What happens when you're in the room and you're on the computer, looking for the deals and looking for the rate and whatnot? What kind of slows up that process for a buyer?
Hey, sometimes it is a credit challenge, okay? I've been there, we've all been there, but there's a solution.
Okay.
You can put more equity in the loan,
Okay.
which means put more down payment down, and also a cosigner can help as well, okay? Depending on the rate you get, you can always refinance down the road. That is also crucial in the vehicle selection, okay? Because it's hard to refinance that 2018 Mercedes compared to that 22.
Right. So that goes into, so that kind of goes into multiple parts of the pre-game plan, the post-game plan, and like during getting it done.
Yeah, absolutely. You always want to think of it as an investment. It's very important to find the vehicle that's a good investment for you.
Rudy, well, I appreciate you, and I think anyone watching this video is going to appreciate the advice and the tips that you gave today and the time that you dedicated to sharing this information. I just want to say thanks and really appreciate you coming out. So
thank you, Tim, for having me. I wish I had this information when I first started off, but I had to learn the hard way, so it is a pleasure doing this. With that being said, you always have to have a game plan, knowing your budget, knowing your down payment, knowing your credit, as well as when post-purchase, knowing that you're going to have to maintain that car, knowing that you're going to have to budget for that as well. And most importantly, just asking the right questions, being intentional about your purchase and your investment, because it's an investment for you. It's the second biggest purchase besides a house, so you want to be an advocate for yourself.
thanks again, Rudy.
Thank you.